So guys, in today's video I will be reviewing for you brand new perfume collection from the English niche brand Ormonde Jane that is called La Route de Soie, and it was inspired by the Silk Road. There are 7 impressive fragrances in the collection which I will be reviewing for you today. So to find out my opinion on each and single one of them, please keep on watching. But also don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like reviews on niche perfumes, and if you want to be the first one who watches my new videos, then make sure to subscribe and also ring that bell in order to get notifications about my new uploads. And on that note, once you're done with that, we can get started discussing La Route de Soie collection. Welcome back to the super exciting video for me, because I will be sharing with you my opinion on 7 perfumes from La Route de Soie collection by Ormonde Jane. And first things first, I want to let you know is that I had a pleasure to interview the founder of this brand, Linda Pinkington, in the live unboxing on Instagram. So if you missed that video, please check it out. I will leave the link to it down below in the description box. I actually wanted to put it here on YouTube for you, but unfortunately that video couldn't be saved on my phone, so the only way for you to find out all the stories behind the fragrances and behind the scenes of creating this collection would be watching interview with Linda. So go ahead and do that. But today I will be telling you my opinion on all these 7 fragrances, and they were all inspired by the Silk Road that has always been very inspiring to the artist. And without further ado, let's get started. I gotta be honest with you, I love these perfumes. The collection is just brilliant, and the presentation of the samples is just so fabulous. First of all, this color, something about it is so special because it's not like typical orange, it's like blood orangey with golden details. Very stunning. And perfumes are quite impressive too. So by the end of this video I'll be ranking them, because you'll be hearing me hyping them, but I want to find out myself what's my #1 favorite. And I'm getting started on that note with this fragrance with, alright, here are the names, with the one that is called Le Vin. And Le Vin is probably the lightest and most ethereal one from the collection. This is a floral perfume. Oh yes, a cool floral scent. It opens up with hints of citruses, and there are a lot of those in here, such as bergamot, mandarin, tangelo, pretty new note for me. But it definitely develops as a floral composition in which peony is the most noticeable flower, so it smells springy, and you know that that's my favorite season, so that's a winner for me. It's also a winner for another reason, because it reminds me of the fragrance I used to wear back in the days. It's discontinued now, and something about this sheer, crystallized, cool florals is just so nostalgic to me. So I find that this is a brilliant, youthful perfumes for those who like floral fragrances like but you want it to be special. And every time I wear it, it just brings me back in time. So I'm very thankful for those memories that, you know, like in my head when I'm wearing this fragrance. So it's totally my cup of tea. It's fragrance that is very easy for me to enjoy. That's why I recommend it for all who love springy floral aromas, but you want it to be sparkling and kind of like a crystal. So that was Le Vin. Let's move on to another floral perfume from this collection that is called Damask, and this is a fragrance about the rose, which you already might have guessed, because Damascena rose in here plays an important role. And gotta be honest with you, this is a pretty sparkling rose. The opening is very fruity, and black currant is really outstanding. That's the first note that you will smell. It's beautifully fruity, very mouth-watering. I would even say summery, because black currant is just, you know, such a juicy note. So in here you can enjoy it in its full beauty, but the fragrance definitely develops as a rose perfume, and there are tons and tons of musk on it. So I would say this is that sort of modern and sensual musk that's on this rose, and because of this bright fruity opening and rather musky rosy development, it reminds me slightly of Delina by Parfums de Marly, that you know I'm not the biggest fan of because it doesn't perform well on me, but something about damask is so appealing to me personally that now I understand the hype around Delina. But in my personal opinion, damask is a better version of it. They're not dupes for one another, but there is definitely a similarity between them, probably because of the fruity, musky rosiness, and to me it's like a grown-up version of Delina, way more rounded, way more smooth. So damask is definitely a perfume that is among my top favorites. I personally find it is very enjoyable, although it gives me an impression of the fragrance I don't like. Something about it is always so surprising that anytime I wear it, I get a compliment or I just enjoy it on myself. And black currant in here is definitely what makes it different from Delina. So I'm just saying, if you like Delina, this is even better. So definitely worth sampling. And we are moving on to the fragrance that's slightly different from two previous ones and actually the rest of the collection, that is called Byzans. And Byzans also opens up with slightly fruity aroma. It's so interesting about this collection that there is a theme, right? The Silk Road, and there is a fruity aspect in each of these fragrances. I also found that an interesting observation. So for example, in Byzans there is actually black currant leaf, so it's not necessarily green, but there is more tartness to this perfume, but it's also slightly sour and at the same time sweet. And actually it's you know, Byzantium is like a bridge between East and West, so in this fragrance you get like a beautiful marriage of gourmand and a little bit oriental notes. So it's a sexier fragrance from the collection that you might want to wear in the evening, or if you're going out and if you really wanna have this sexy sillage around you of sweetness and at the same time depth and edge. There are notes of pink berries, woods, cashmeran, iris, black currant buds, which are really noticeable in here, and it is surely unisex. When damask, the previous perfume, went into the feminine direction for me personally. So Byzans is something that's really outstanding from the collection, and if you wanted to blind buy something, I would say Byzans for men and women is just like a perfect option. You cannot go wrong with it. I also somehow find Byzans is the coziest one from the collection. Sometimes I just really love to spray it on before I go to bed, and because of this citrusy part, it's very calming and at the same time there's something cozy, sexy about it, so very modern. And with that being said, let's move on to the next perfume that is called Indus. And Indus is an interesting one because it is about the rose, but it is very different from the perfume Damask, which was also about the rose. And in here you also get musk and fruitiness, which is very different from the one in Damask. So that might be confusing, but I'll try to explain you what I mean. In here you don't get the black currant as in Damask, not the black currant bud as in the Byzans. You get black currant blossom. I don't know how the blossom of black currant smells, but in here I smell more depth of the patchouli, just a hint of incense and plum. So it's a very interesting fruity accord that is built between lychee, blackcurrant blossom and plum. And if you like perfumes with rose and patchouli, and this is a very beautiful combination of notes that can be found in niche perfumery and you're probably already familiar with it, and you want something wearable that would be not overly incensey but just, you know, exquisite enough, I find that Indus is a special occasion type of a fragrance for men and women. It projects really well, it's definitely a stunning one and familiar smelling, you know, there is nothing super unusual about it. This is a very safe fragrance from the line, but it smells expensive because of that patchouli addition, so I really like it. And the next fragrance is probably my least favorite from the collection, and because, you know, ironically, I chose it in a full size, blindly, depending on the notes. It is called Xandria, and I just wanted to show you the beautiful bottle. It's also as happy as the sample set. So that expects you if you decide to get a full-size bottle. And the notes in this one sound very good because in there is rose, apple, different woody accords, cinnamon, agarwood, amber. And my only problem with this fragrance is that it turns masculine on me and it's very woody, but cinnamon just is one of the trickiest notes for me personally, and I really need to smell the fragrance on myself in order to understand if it works for me or not. I would say it's rather a masculine fragrance for those who love spicy, warm, sexy, loud fragrances, because the performance of this one is outstanding. For example, I wore it to work, sprayed it on my jacket, and I took it off, right? Left it in the room, and then as I came in, oh my god, I could smell it in the air. So if you're going out and you want that very mass appealing perfume, you know, because it smells very familiar, slightly reminds me of 1 Million by Paco Rabanne, just maybe that cinnamon note gives me that impression. So yeah, definitely the one for men in the collection, because there are some more masculine and more feminine ones, but I have a fragrance that is perfectly unisex and is just my love, probably even #1 favorite, and it is called Xiang. Xiang is the fragrance that is not about the notes. I can tell you what's inside, but it is so much more than that. So in here you get black pepper, nutmeg, rhubarb, cedar, musk and sandalwood. And it might be a musky fragrance. Maybe I could describe it as a musky perfume, but there is also that fruity addition, right, that I told you is in all fragrances from the La Route de Soie collection. It's rhubarb. Rhubarb is known for its tartness. I don't really get it in here that much. It's very subtle nuance. The fragrance for me is very calming. It's very, very beautiful. It could be my signature scent, and I'm dreaming about a bottle of this fragrance because there is something very hypnotic about it. It's like creating a peace between your mind and your soul. It's mysterious perfume. It smells like a fragrance, like a perfume, not just a blend of different notes, and in my opinion it's something very special that can be hard to find, so you can definitely make it your signature scent. And if I needed to recommend you my favorite one, that might be it, but stay tuned, I will be ranking all of them once we are finished. And this is the last fragrance we have to discuss, that is called Tanger. And Tanger, my dear friends, is slightly different from the rest of the line. There is less fruitiness, more of a citrusy part in here, and it's just the happiest, the sunniest fragrance from La Route de Soie collection. That's like pure joy in a bottle that opens up with citruses that are very bright, that are very sparkling. There is bergamot, there is mandarin, there are also some flowers, but they're not as noticeable as the citruses, and vanilla, which is another really important note in this perfume. It plays one of the leading roles. It's like a beautiful, very sweet lemonade if you want, but like in a perfume style, okay? There's also moss, amber, some resins, but to me, beautiful balance between citruses and vanilla creates this happy, sunny, summery, golden fragrance that immediately lifts you up and puts you in a great mood. So this is a happy fragrance. It's a gourmand perfume, but with long-lasting citruses, so I really like it for that. Reminds me of another fragrance I have in my collection, but I would need to test them side by side in order to figure out how similar they are. And I guess that was all I want to tell you about these 7 stunning perfumes from the La Route de Soie collection. There is something for everyone. That's for, I would recommend you to get this amazing, very, very beautiful sample set. And then you can decide, depending on your taste, what is worth it to be purchased a full-size bottle. So I wouldn't recommend to purchase something blindly unless you really loved my description of it. Although they're beautiful, I just want you to experience them all because there is something so exciting about each and single one of them. But now it's time to rate them, right? And it wouldn't be a surprise that Xandria is number 7 for me. Number 6 would be probably Indus. Number 5, Tanger. Number 4, I guess Byzans, number 3 Damask, and then it's really hard choice between Levant and Xiang. They are pretty different. Both could be my signature scents. I would have to go with Levant for number 2 and Xiang for number 1 because that's my most worn fragrance from this collection and I'm just so addicted to it. And as you know, my most favorite perfumes are the addictive ones that make me wanna get back to them, because you know, I smell so many fragrances on the everyday basis and this collection really impressed me. That's why I really recommend it to you. I cannot stress that enough. And if you want more information about it, check out our interview with Linda. She's a very lovely lady. She described the whole process of creating this line, and Ormonde Jane is pretty well known in the niche circle, so if you have any experience with this brand, go ahead and let me know about it. If you can recommend me some perfumes you like from this brand, please do so, because I really want to explore their range even further. And on that note, if this video was helpful, which I hope it was, please give it a thumbs up. They really help me a lot, so I know that you enjoyed watching this video. And also feel free to subscribe to my channel, as well as don't hesitate to ask me any questions if you have some on your mind down below. I would be very glad to be helpful for you. And finally, if you like what I'm doing here and you want to support my content, then go ahead and donate coffee on Buy Me Coffee website. It's very easy to do, and more helpful information where you can purchase this perfume and where you can donate you'll find below. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and please smell good and stay tuned. We'll see each other soon. Bye.